Hello. Today we're going to talk about Litecoin. So Litecoin is looking very interesting. There are three, let's see, one, two, three, four different scenarios for Litecoin. This is on a weekly chart, and we're gonna check what the highest probability one is, as usual. So we will start with the ABC, and here we are counting this wave up as a wave A, and now we are looking for finishing wave B, and after that we move to the upside with a 1 2 1 2 1 2, and then we go 3 4 3 4 3 4 and 5 and so on. This is a high probability count. It doesn't violate any rules or anything like that. You have a W and then ABC into a wave X, ABC into a wave Y to finish wave B, which is perfectly fine. It's within time as well, and also all the criterias for a wave B common target are hit. It's just a matter of keeping an eye out on the invalidations, but we'll get to that in a bit. The other scenario is a simple triangle. So here you have wave A and then wave A, B, C, D, E. And then we go up. The reason why this move needs to be a wave A is because you can't have a triangle as a wave 2. So that means it's by default wave A. That's it. That's the rules. And here in a triangle, it's pretty interesting because the way you kind of um, the way you take profit when you are dealing with a triangle is that you draw a line from the start where the triangle where it started, and also the wave A, if I put it like that. So if we take a measurement here, you can see that it's 1794%. And then you take the same from wave E, where possibly wave E is, and pull it up. So that's the minimum target for a triangle. And if we check wave C, the common target for a wave C is here, a 61.8. It's not a super common target, but it is a target. So that kind of aligns with the least probable profit here in a common way to take profit from a triangle. So you see that it's pretty common grounds here, 61.8 and the triangle here. So that is something to keep in mind when dealing with a triangle. Otherwise, a wave C is more commonly between this. If I zoom in, I don't know if you see this. So between this, the 100 and the 123.6, that's the most common target for a wave C. And if you do it like that, then you can see that we are dealing with 3000% profit. Yeah, more of that when we eventually get there, but it's important to be aware of. So yeah, a triangle is a high probability as well. It's not as high because a triangle only happens in like 11% of the cases. The other 89% you get WXY instead. So a triangle is like 1/10 of the time. So that's why it has lower probability, because triangles aren't very common. So that is something to keep in mind. And also, this this is just a suggestion. It's a perfectly viable count, but you got to be aware that we might not be finished with the wave E here. Wave E could go lower as well. So we could get something along the lines of A, B, and C, or a WXY. So that is something to keep in mind as well. But we are expecting upside, as I mentioned. And also, we need to have a bearish scenario. This is also on a weekly chart, and we need to count this how as an ABC in order to give this a bearish scenario, because otherwise there's no bearish scenario. So here we are counting this as a wave 1, and then ABC into a wave 2, and after that we are dealing with a lot of 1-2s. So 1, and then we have WXY into wave 2, and after that, now on the local, I mean the recent price action, you have a wave 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, and so on. Basically bear market. And also, yeah, so that is a scenario as well. And then I have my mega bull, but this doesn't really have the best count. This is just a simple count. I didn't bother marking everything here, but it's just a super like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and let's see, 1, 2, 1, 2. So you can see that we have rising, we have higher lows all the time in this count. So you can see here, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. And that is why it's a possible count. But the thing that messes it up is this count. This is an expanding diagonal, and as I mentioned before, expanding diagonals are the most uncommon structure. When everything else fails, then you resort to a expanding diagonal. So it doesn't have the highest probability. But still, it exists, and it's not an invalidation or anything. It's not breaking any rules. So this is, I mean, this would take Litecoin into the stratosphere, basically, the new Bitcoin. So yeah, do with it as you wish. So all of these are bullish, except the bearish, because you can hear that from the name. The bearish invalidation is here. If you take out this high, simple as that, then this count is invalid. And also, if you, here you can see wave 1, and now we are WXY into wave 2. If we were to take out this is the validation for the local one. I can draw it like this. So the local 1, 2, 1, 2. If you take out this invalidation, then you gotta have the 2 somewhere over here, and then it starts. It's not breaking the rules or anything, because time is never an invalidation. It's just a guideline. So you kind of want to be finished with a wave 2 before at least 4 fib time. Yeah, so it starts to get a bit long if you were to take out this pivot, basically. So that's like a soft invalidation, or it's not invalidation, it just lowers the probabilities of this being a bearish count. And even so, we have here, this touch is touching the 86, which is a super uncommon target for wave 2. And you can see that here is the 86, and we hit it here, and we almost took out the high, but we didn't. So that is not favoring the bears. So this has the lowest probability, definitely. And if this is the only bearish count and has the lowest probability, then it means that the bullish scenarios all win by default, because all of these scenarios are looking for higher prices. If we were to move up in a triangle, if we are doing it like this with a WXY, or if we have the mega bull option, that is to be seen, but everything is looking for higher prices, and that's the highest probability. But remember, we are only dealing with probabilities. No one knows for certain, and if they are saying that they know for certain, they are lying, because then they would be the richest person in the world. Because you can see all that crap all over the X or platforms like that. Oh, it's going to the moon, and we know this will happen. No, no one knows anything. You gotta just deal with probabilities and do the research yourself. Only trust yourself and trust sources that you look at very critical, perhaps. But do the analysis yourself. That's my advice. So yeah, it is looking very bullish for Litecoin. And remember those invalidation lines. If we are bearish, we don't want to take out that, and we definitely do not want to take out this high, because then the bearish option is gone and we are looking for way higher prices. But as I mentioned before, a triangle here, wave E, could be like here as well, which is totally fine. You only need a zigzag, like a WX and then a Y, but you can't move below this line, because that invalidates the count here in wave C, because a triangle is not allowed to take out wave C. Then it is invalidated. And if you take out this wave C, you don't really have an option for a triangle left, because you can't really have a and then a B, and then you have like the biggest wave C ever. You see that the proportions, if we were to move wave C over here, it becomes extremely disproportionate, which is not what you want to see in a triangle. Then we are dealing with something else, possibly this, and moving these somewhat around. So yeah, and in this scenario as well, this is the soft invalidation, and this is the invalidation for this count, and then this is the invalidation for having the 1 and the 2 here. And if you take out this, then you are dealing with like a 1, a W, and then you have like a wave X around here, and then you need a wave Y here, and then it suddenly starts to become very long. If you move wave 2 over here, you see that you have passed the 4 fib time, which is not preferred when dealing with a wave 2. So you don't really want to take out this if you are bullish in this count, basically. So keep an eye out on those invalidation points. That was it for today. Leave a comment if you want, and I hope you will have a great evening as well.